You were coerced to have intercourse that you didn't want to, and you are busy aiding and abetting, being an accessory after the fact. Huh? Heavenly race. I no go tire, heavenly race. I no go tire, heavenly race. I no go tire, I no go tire. Some people have given up on their heavenly race. Come and see my brethren in the Lord, canvassing, soliciting, begging, and bargaining for tape. Help me. Help me. Where can I find it? Where can I see it? Please, can anybody help me here? Where can I watch it? I want to confirm by myself. All this while that I've been sharing scriptures from the Holy Book, nobody asked me for link. You see your life? But now that Uncle Nakademus is trending, you are busy searching and looking everywhere as though you're trying to find a cure for cancer. Some don't download pirated link, download fake URL, so they orishi virus for their phone. I have just one word for you. Repent. Abegi, hello guys. What's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl, Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. So in our last video, we covered the story of Uncle Bangali, our darling beloved brother here, Baltesa Engunga, and the 400 X-rated tape scandal. The gentleman who has now brought Equatorial Guinea on the lips and the maps of everywhere. Equatorial Guinea, where we know they to talk about. Music, we don't know them. Sports, we don't know them. Everywhere, we don't really know what they happen for that side. But this man here, this uncle here, has put Equatorial Guinea on the world map. We did a full video on everything that has unraveled. So if you want to catch up on the before story, you can make recourse to our last post before watching this one. But in today's video, I'm going to be updating us on everything that has happened since the last one. And in addition, I'll be addressing the many questions, assumptions, positions, rumors, everything that is springing up on social media now concerning this particular case. So if you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up already, drop all your comments down in the comment section, and stay glued, for we have so much more coming your way. Without further ado, let us dive right into this video. The first question or argument that has sprung up as a result of this incident or as a result of my last video is a lot of people questioning the legality of the authorities in the first place to release the personal tapes, the personal escapades of someone who is under investigation for an entirely different issue. Do they actually have the right, the legal standing to do that? Well, the first video I did should have started addressing this particular salient point, okay? Because that is the foundation of everything that has happened. But I guess we were all carried away with the enormity and the volume of the scandal. But just to be clear on that one, because a lot of you have asked me, the authorities had absolutely no right in the world to publish his personal files. He was being investigated for fraud, not for bigamy or adultery. And even if he was investigated for sexual offenses, releasing those tapes to the public was still not the right step to take. They had no right and no legal authority whatsoever to publish this man's sexcapades. As I mentioned in the previous video, that is his personal life. Adultery is not a crime, and what they did had no bearing at all to the issue at hand. Of course, he has a right to seek redress in courts, but realistically speaking, which courts? I doubt that he will want to. As a matter of fact, I have good reason to suspect that his life may even be at risk. Come on, this guy was taking wives of notable and powerful men in the country to bed. So instead of talking about court case or suing, he should even be in hiding, because so many men, so many powerful and influential men would want his neck. So yes, that act by the authorities to release his personal files to public domain was completely illegal, and he has a right to redress, a right that I am very unsure that he will want to exercise. Now, the next issue that we're going to address is this assumption, this story, this narrative going around in the comment section. I read some of the comments. Of course, I might not be able to read all my comments, but I came across some of the comments and even comments flying on social media of some people speculating that this could be a case of blackmail. Oh, this is a crime boss, a financial crime boss. He investigates fraud and corruption, corrupt practices in government. So maybe these notable men were implicated in a fraud case and their wives had to go and sleep with him to get their husbands off the hook. This man is a manipulator. This man had them. He forced them to do it because their husband... Guys, Guys, you know that I do not spare my odogus when they mess up. I do not spare my men when they get out of line. But please, it is important that we ladies learn to take responsibility when we are the ones that step out of line. Why are we trying to twist the narrative to make the women appear like the victims here? And when you say manipulated, that these women were manipulated, I am struggling to understand the manipulation that played out in this scene, because I didn't see any underaged person in those videos. I didn't see any minors. Contrary to the fact, I saw mama madus, people's mothers, matured women. Some of them from their stomachs, you see that they have born multiple children. So how were they manipulated? Are we talking about spiritual manipulation or physical manipulation? What are we talking about? What manipulation are we talking about here? Adults made clear choices and we're calling it manipulation. And talking about the blackmail parts, that, oh yes, this man was heading the Financial Crime Commission of the country. Women, their husbands may have done something and they don't want their husbands to be prosecuted. All 400 of them. Okay, even if not all 400 of them, is it that we do not know, or we cannot identify what coercive intercourse looks like? If it hasn't happened to you, is it that you cannot use the fiction of your imagination and put yourself in a position where you are coerced to have intercourse with a man that you don't want to? Even if you cannot imagine, they watch film. If you have seen those videos and if you watched them well, it was clear as crystal that there was no single hesitation. There was no reluctance. There was no unwillingness displayed. And there were no reservations. Come on, some of them were doing the act in the open, in public, in the open space. These women gave in their 100 to enjoy the janglova with reckless abandon. Come on, guys. What are we talking about here? You were coerced to have intercourse that you didn't want to, and you are busy aiding and abetting, being an accessory after the fact. Huh? Hey. Be careful. Do not let me relive those sinful moments that I have put behind me. I am very much on my heavenly race. Don't do that here. We saw what we saw. When a man's wife is coerced, compelled, or blackmailed to have sexual intercourse with a man that she does not want to go to bed with to save her husband of some trouble, the giving is different. The body language is different. The response is different. And the participation is different. Haba, did we just get out of diapers? We saw women in their numbers being so engrossed, living for the moment and dying for the next trust. And we're talking about they were forced, they were coerced, their husbands did this. Please, do not provoke me. I am a virgin. Do not lead me to the things of the world. But I saw what I saw, and I believe that you saw it too. And to me, it sure looked like two consenting adults out to have a good time. But again, again, never say never, right? So in life, one should not completely and totally rule out possibilities. That is my own personal belief, and I may be wrong, but investigations are ongoing. And if those suspicions are true, I believe that time will tell. It will come out to the open. What do you think about these assumptions going on? Are you part of the people that believe that these women were held against their will to do what they did? Or do you believe that this is pure exhibition of lust by two consenting adults who just wanted to have fun? Drop your comments down in the comment section. So next we're going to address in this update video is the confrontations that are now going on, well, as expected. In this video making the rounds on social media, this lady who is alleged to be one of the women in the tapes was being confronted by her husband, who is said to have been in Dubai for a while. He works in Dubai and he comes back home to visit his family. Have you seen that video?
Je suis venu pour une urgence. J'ai même seulement forcé pour avoir une place dans l'avion. 6 ans. 6 ans. On a combien d'enfants? Ok.
C'est un problème.
Prends. Arrête! Tiens, non? Enlève bien tes lunettes avant de voir la vidéo là. Retire, ne fais pas le semblant avec moi. Regarde la vidéo. T'as dit que je suis comme ça à Dubaï en plein salle de travail. Sur 400 vidéos, tu as fait 3.
Well, I know that this video has gone viral on all social media platforms, but sorry to burst your bubble. This is a skit. I had to do some digging and researching, and I discovered that this lady is just a skit maker. She is not one of the women in the tapes. Come on, guys. Let us get our information and gist from reliable sources. So a lot of people just jumped on this video and started spreading it, that this is one of the women in the tapes and her husband was confronting her, saying, oh, I paid your bride price, we have 3 children, why did you do that? She started crying. No, that is just a skit. But it still gives room to imagine the scenes that will be playing out in real life, the fire that will be set in many homes right now. And in as much as we discourage sexual indiscipline in both genders, if we choose to be honest with ourselves, we would know that men, married men, are less likely to forgive or accommodate infidelity as women. Yes, on the average, not everybody, on the average, more women, more married women are prone to forgiving an unfaithful partner who shows remorse than a married man. So one can just imagine these numbers of married women involved in these scandals and what will be taking place in their homes. Homes will be torn apart. Children's lives will be disrupted. Divorces will be flying here and there. And that's the honest truth of what this scandal would bring, the ripple effect of this scandal. And it is really unfortunate. But what I needed to clear on this part is that no, this video circulating, this video making the rounds is just a skit. Talking about fake news, still on fake news, I saw this tweet by Balthazar circulating all around social media, Twitter, Instagram, where he broke his silence and addressed his wife. And in that post, it said, if anything happens, you are strong enough to guide our children through anything. I trust you completely. You are not just my wife, but my hero. And a lot of people came for this man. Like, a lot of people, this post angered a lot of people. They began insulting him that he's trying to gaslight her, he's trying to do this and do that. So I did a little quick check on this account. I went to Twitter and I saw that this account was just opened a few days ago. So it's a faux, it's not real. He is not the one tweeting these things. Since this scandal broke out, a lot of people have taken to social media to open accounts in his name using his picture for reasons best known to them. And they've been releasing tweets and blogs have just been jumping on them and publishing them. But no, it is not Balthazar. He has not broken his silence yet regarding this issue. When he does, be sure that I'll be the first to let you know so we can analyze what he has to say about this big scandal. And that then brings us to the controversy in our next point. You see here, what made this case very scandalous are 2 things. 1, the number of women in the picture. The news broke that it was 400 women. I haven't ascertained for sure because of course we didn't see 400 tapes. It may be media exaggeration, it may not be, but that 400 X tapes really made the news, become very interesting. Like, who does that? The other thing that made this news very viral is the fact that a lot of married women and pregnant women were involved. Believe me, if this Baltesa guy was involved in a scandal, an ex-scandal that involves 1 or 2 women, trust me, it would have phased off a long time ago. It's the fact that a lot of married women were exposed. A lot of light has been shone to this part of reality that society tries to portray as doesn't exist. It is assumed in the African society that once a woman gets married, she becomes sexually handicapped, sexually inept to other people. She becomes sexually unappealing, or should be sexually unappealing and unattractive to any other person aside from her husband. She is completely incapable of infidelity. She is to forever desire only her husband, and only her husband should desire her. She should be invisible to the real world. Her only commitment should be to her husband and her children. These are societal dictates. These are societal conditioning. Society has always been more encouraging of men to sexually express themselves than women. Women are held to the standard of being more sexually conservative and be in denial of her own sexuality. And that is why when we have such cases, if you go to the comment section, you see people calling the guy the Don, the man, emperor, hero, the Solomon of our time. That man is a king. But the women, oh my God, you don't want to know the names that will be attributed to a woman if she was the one that was found sleeping with 400 men. And that is just a society. But this incident is like a wake-up call that, contrary to society's projections and expectations, that women are naturally, biologically, culturally incapable of cheating. They can and they do. A lot more discreetly though, but it happens and it is rampant as we can see. And this is not an Equatorial Guinea issue. No. The most promiscuous women in the world do not come from Equatorial Guinea. It is a human issue. It is a human factor. It can happen anywhere and it does happen everywhere. As a matter of fact, if there was an Ngonga in Nigeria or Ghana or Senegal or Tanzania, anywhere in the world that goes around filming his intercourse with women, both single and married, you would have also found a lot of women, single and married, in your countries being involved in the scandal. It is universal. Men cheat, women cheat. Men can cheat, women can cheat. Married men cheat, married women cheat. In other words, no single gender has monopoly of madness. Do not ever think that it is something that a woman should be or is incapable of doing. Indiscipline is not gender specific, and human beings in general can be driven to indecency or indiscipline if self-consciousness is not embraced. So if you have a decent woman, do not think that she is automatically programmed like that because she is meant to be like that. Anybody and everybody can do bad by themselves. It is a decision that she made to be decent. Please be decent as well and learn to protect the sanctity of your union, because things they happen, and this scandal has exposed it to the world that what is happening to the goose is also happening to the gander. It's just that gander, they disguise. Let us all act decently and with caution. Talking about his wife, one can only imagine her state of mind seeing her husband, oh my God, I can't, in such a position with multiple women, sharing intimacy, crazy things with different people. One can only imagine the state of the wife's mind. And I would like to pick your brains here if you're a lady watching me, or if you're a guy. But let's start with the ladies. If you're married to a man like Ngonga, who has done this and has over 400 of his explicit tapes with both single, married, pregnant, unpregnant women circulating all over the internet, is it a behavior that you can forgive? If you were that lady How would you advise yourself to handle it? Especially if the man has shown repentance. He is sorry. He is willing to work on things. He is willing to go to therapy, go to church, whatever it takes. He is willing to make a move to change. Is it a situation that you can forgive and go ahead with the marriage? Or is it one that, can't deal? And same with the men. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, men are always less likely to stomach. Many of them cannot take what they dish out. Many of them cannot swallow the bitter pill that they serve others. But if you're a man, is this something that you can forgive, seeing your wife's automobile open in the public while another man takes his fill? How do you think that such a marriage can be restored? Is there any forgiveness in this? Or is it a deal breaker for you? Let us hear from the men and the women. I love to pick your brains. I love to see society's reactions to certain issues. I love to see how the human mind works. Do drop all your thoughts down in the comment section. And to wrap this video, of course, for every action, there are always reactions, consequences, and outcomes. And we can see that these are beginning to play out in this issue. It is reported that one of the women in the tape couldn't stand the scandal and she ended up ending it all. Although I tried doing a lot of digging to see whether there has been any comment from her families, to trace her social media, to verify that news, to confirm that actually happened, and I haven't really, information on that has been very skeletal. I haven't really confirmed 100% that happened. But if it is true, I consider that very unfortunate. I know it is very shameful, unbelievably shameful, but still it is not the end of the world. I really do wish she had handled it differently if that is the true story of that body that we saw. The truth is that this incident would lead to a chain of many ugly reactions, and it is so sad and unfortunate. Talk about how our conducts can alter the whole of our lives and the lives of our families and our children. May we have the wisdom and discipline to flee from evil and do what is right. Please drop your thoughts and your comments on everything that we have discussed down in the comment section. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you are seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section, and stay glued, for we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl, Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.